Alright y'all, what's happening? I got the 95 here, the GS. I'm going to show you something I'm having a problem with. Stuttering. When I give it gas, it wants to stutter. Now I've done checked the fuel pressure, and I'll show you that real quick. The fuel pressure, let me just turn my switch on here. I'll just turn it off and turn it back on. That'll give me the pressure. As it's running, it is staying at 40 psi. Staying at 40. You want it to stay at 40. You don't. A little more is not going to hurt. Anything lower than 30, you need a new fuel pump. On worst cases, or just a regular fuel filter could be clogged. And it could be causing it to not push out right. Anyway, stuttering. I've checked my fuel pressure. Awesome fuel pressure. It doesn't drop. It doesn't do anything when I give it gas. Crank sensor. I'm going to show you what you need to do to clean that, and the proper way. Of course, I'm human. I make mistakes. I'm going to show you. Okay, so here we have carbon choke cleaner. If your 3800's greasy like mine down at the bottom, you'll see the plug right there. And right, if you can see the tip of my finger, right down there is the plug-in for the crank sensor. You want to spray that out real good with carbon choke cleaner. Contact spray is the best. That's what you really need to do, is CRC contact spray. Or you can use degreaser, but then make sure you clean up the terminals. Next, we're going to use dielectric grease. It's white, or clear, rather. It's a clear grease. And you want to put it inside. Let me just get a little dab here, I'll show you. Take a little bit like this. Not too much. Like this on your finger. Just a little bit right there. And we're going to get right down in there, and we're going to put it inside that plug-in right there at the tip of my finger. If you can see it right along the belt right here. The plug-in's right there. So we're going to take our finger. Of course, I need to swap my hands. So it's not fun to do it when you're right-handed and putting grease on with your left hand. Anyway, we're going to take our finger down, right down in there. And we're going to get that plug-in out of the way first. And we're going to put it in that terminal. Wipe it all inside of it. Make sure it gets in there. We might even take just a little bit more to put it in there. It's not going to hurt nothing. Ain't going to hurt a thing. I'm going to take a little bit. Right down inside of it, like I said. Make sure you fill it up real good. Now, what that's going to do is the computer, don't hold me to this, but the computer senses where that crank's at, tells the injectors when to fire, tells it when to ignite the fuel from the coal packs. Since the fire from the spark plug to the coal pack, to the spark plugs, you got your combustion. Without that sensor, none of that is possible. Not a bit of it. You can't get a bit of it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to wipe off the end of that plug-in real good one more time. Try not to bend under the terminals. And we're going to stick it right back down in there. Sorry if I'm a little loud right here at the camera. Right down in there. I don't know if you can see that. We're going to stick it right in there. It's got little grooves. And you just push it in. Make sure it's in the tab, and it's in the tab. It's gonna, depending on how much you put in it, it's gonna squirt some out at you. Just wipe it off. It's no big deal. Put your lid back on. Of course, I got a little bit of grease on my hands. I'll just wipe it off. So now we're gonna leave our fuel pressure hooked up, and we're gonna fire it up. And we'll see how it looks, how it works. Fired up great. Ain't got no lights on, just the regular seat belt and airbags and stuff. Here's what I'm talking about. Get that camera to focus here just a minute. See, it's staying about 38, 39. So we don't have no stuttering from fuel, but now I'm anxious to see how it's going to do with that. So we'll see how it does. Just a second. Sorry about that. I had to pause it for just a second. So now we're going to go around the block one time, and we will see if it stutters. Now so far, it's doing good. I will actually have to post an update because it's dark outside now, and I have the light on my phone, so I'll have to show you a video on that later. I'm going to take it around the block, and this will be a two-part video, so I will title that later, and we'll see how it goes. Y'all have a good one. Till then.